Okay, so today I want to introduce a totally new way of learning Chinese based upon my experiences in making these YouTube videos. Basically, you're really going to be able to consolidate any learning that you've gained through our YouTube videos before from the native speakers who are speaking. I've found myself that when editing the subtitles for each video, I've improved every single facet of my Chinese learning. And so we're going to break that down in just a sec. Before we continue, you can download the 3 first interactive subtitles below for free. And they also complement the graded reading stories that Ella has made and we released last week. Okay, so how does it work? Well, first of all, you choose a learning focus. So you've got reading, listening, writing, and speaking. The interactive subtitles are going to be able to help you with every single one of these if you set your mind to it. But before we dig into how each of these is going to work exactly, let's just go through the fundamentals of using Subtitle Horse, which is the online subtitle tool that we'll be using for this. So I'm going to assume you've already downloaded the 3 zip files, including the interactive subtitles. If we open up one of these, you can see that inside we've got a video file, an English subtitle, and a Chinese subtitle file. We'll talk about how to use them later. For now, let's head over to Subtitle Horse, open a project, and we'll just name it something meaningful. From here, we need to load those files that we were just looking at. So I'm going to navigate to where I've stored them and find the video file. All of our films are shot at 25 frames per second, and we want to create a waveform. This will give us the audio bars at the bottom. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside Subtitle Horse. We can play back the film here. At the bottom we've got the waveforms, and on the right hand side we will have the subtitles. Let's just open a subtitle file. We'll click File and open a subtitle file, and then just bring in one of our subtitle files, for example the English file. As you notice, it's got the subtitles on the right, and it's also going to play them back in time with the video on the left. There are a couple of the learning focuses that will use a blank subtitle file. This is really easy to do. When you're importing the subtitles, go to the advanced settings, and then in the options drop down, just make sure import time values only is ticked. As you see, this will just remove all the Chinese or English text that there should be, and leave us the timings with the blank subtitle file. When you play back the video, if you take note of the yellow eye icon, that's going to show you which subtitle is being displayed on the video right now. The green highlighted subtitle file is the one that's selected. If we just come out of this a second, even if you close down your browser, it's going to remember what you've done. You'll just have to click Select Source and choose the video file again to load your subtitles from where you left off. If you want to be super sure that they've saved, you can also save the file onto a disk. The only real time that this might be an issue is if, for instance, you reinstall your internet browser or you delete your history and cookies, then you're going to lose the data that's been saved. This will download a .json file, which you can then go and import back into the project, just using this Open Project button. Cool, so that is the briefing complete. Let's dive into exactly how we can use the interactive subtitles to improve your reading comprehension. So the goal of the reading focus is to improve your understanding of written Chinese and how quickly you can read it. The aim here isn't to understand 100% of everything that is said. It's more to get a general gist and the overall meaning of what people are trying to get across. So for the reading focus, we'll just go through and import the files like we just learned how to do. We want to choose the Chinese subtitles so we have something to read from. You can now go in and mess with this Chinese transcript that's appeared in the subtitles area. First, you can try to read and understand the subtitles without playing back the video. If you get stuck, you can play back the video as a reference and pick up on any visual clues, body language, context, that kind of thing. If there's a word that you've never come across before and you don't understand, you can go ahead and open up the English subtitles using a program like TextEdit if you're on Mac. You can use Notebook if you're on Windows. So here we can display the Chinese subtitles on one half of the screen and the English translations on the other. This way you can go through and effectively just mark yourself and find the bits that you haven't quite understood and see where you've gone wrong. So if we look to the right at Subtitle Horse, on the left hand side of the Chinese subtitles there is a time code. This number at the start can be used to cross-reference with our English subtitles and find the exact line that we're looking to translate or mark. Finally, there's a bonus for any of the serious learners amongst you. You can try and translate the Chinese into English. What this is going to do is going to really force you to understand the language in an intimate way. If you have any questions for any of these learning focuses, you can go over to YouTube or our Patreon and just comment and ask us. We'll be super happy to help you with any confusing grammar points. Okay, so the second focus is a listening focus. The listening focus is going to help improve your ability to pick out individual words in Chinese and your overall understanding of spoken Chinese. Just like the reading focus, we'll go through and load the file we want. This time, when we open up the subtitle file, we want to make sure that we're opening a blank file so that this doesn't give away any clues when we're listening to the material. We can then play it back and try and fill in the subtitles as we are listening. Try and translate every sentence line by line. If there's anything that's unclear or you're not sure on the vocabulary, you can go ahead and open up the English subtitles within TextEdit again. Find the matching timecodes and you'll be able to quickly find where you've gone wrong or where you're stuck. The bonus for serious learners here is to slide up the video. This way you won't be able to see what's happening and you'll rely solely on your hearing. This is really going to challenge what you can understand purely from hearing. The next focus we'll look at is a writing focus. The writing focus is designed to improve your character recall and recognition. You're going to need a Chinese keyboard, so if you don't already have one, you can check out the link up here to find out how to install it on your machine. So let's open up a file for the writing focus. This time we're going to want to open up the English subtitles. Having the English subtitles as a guide is going to help you fill in any gaps in your knowledge as you're watching through the film and trying to translate it. So just play the film back and try to translate what's being said on screen. To mark this one, we can open up the Chinese subtitles file in TextEdit or Notepad. Sometimes there's slight discrepancies between the English file and the Chinese file, but there'll always be one or two above or below, so you can just navigate to the place where it should be and you'll be able to find the right line. Okay, and the bonus for serious learners here is to actually try and write the characters on a notepad before you type them into the computer. If you get stuck, you can just use the computer input to help you remember. The speaking focus is specifically for your pronunciation and Chinese tones. This is the final learning focus, and we'll just go ahead again and open up the interactive subtitles, and the subtitles file that we want this time is the Chinese file. Simply play the sentence and repeat what is spoken after the native speaker. Focus intensely on imitating what they're saying. You can also slow down the video by going to the 3 vertical dots above the video and changing the playback speed. I find that 75% allows me to really focus on the tones while still being able to join words fluently together. This language learning technique is called shadowing. It's especially great at helping you adopt a more fluent spoken voice because your mouth learns to join words and phrases together naturally instead of word by word like most non-native speakers. Your goal is to make your repetitions, your shadowing, as close to the audio as possible without being simultaneous, so just after it. The bonus here is to use some free recording software like the program Audacity. To download Audacity, just go to their website and follow the instructions. Before you play back the video, you can try and speak it yourself, and then you can record the difference between correct pronunciation and where you might have gone wrong. Pick one of these learning objectives and just give it a try. You don't know if you're going to enjoy this process until you try it at least once. I found that coming into this, I thought it was going to be the most boring part of making these films. Like, doing subtitles is not something I've ever had to do before, and I thought it would just be bashing them out over and over, but actually week to week I've found that it's been probably one of the most rewarding facets of making these films for me personally, because I just know that I'm going to learn something from it, and just by being able to totally dive in and concentrate word by word on what people are saying, it's like being able to slow life down in slow motion. It's so much different from a textbook where you're just reading line after line. It really is taking life, putting it onto a screen, and then understanding it piece by piece, which is actually really cool and really valuable. Yeah, you can see how passionate I am about making subtitles now, but just give it a go. See what you think. Check out the link down below. You can get your first 3. They'll be sent to your email, and then you're rolling. The rest will be available to our awesome patrons. We're going to go back and turn all our old films into interactive subtitles, and then for every new film that comes out, we'll also be making them into interactive subtitles. Give us a like if you like this new learning material. Yeah, that's it. Thanks guys, bye bye.